Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Art of Time podcast. How are you going, Mum?
I'm really good. How are you?
I am very well. Thank you very much for asking. Lovely day outside.
Beautiful day.
TGIF. Thank God it's Friday.
Let's hear it last.
Not that I've done anything this week. Can't exactly say that I've been hard at work because I have not.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
It's been a really slow week actually, but I've been really busy. Really, really busy. Yeah, getting ready for my classes that start on Sunday. But my orders have been coming through and I've just been really busy. But
wow.
But a slow week. It's
Must
weird.
be nice.
Yeah, it's good work.
Honestly, it's been so long since I've done work, like a job. I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
You'll be fine. You'll get there. You'll be all right.
So this is episode 8, mental health part 2, where we're going to be chatting about mental health in business and in life. Mm-hmm. And thank you all for your support feedback on episode 7. Yeah. It was lovely. And thank you for making it all the way to episode 8. It feels as though we've done a lot more than 8 episodes, Mum.
It does. I can't wait to get to double figures, though.
Yeah, you know how I was like, we're going to get to 100 episodes. I was like, geez, doing it? I'm like, I don't know how we're going to do it. But we're going to do it.
Are we?
We're going to do it.
You know how long that is, don't
you? No,
like,
I know exactly how long that is because we're only on episode 8 and it's been like 9 weeks. So it's going to be 2 years. Theoretically, 2 years until we get to episode 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Can you imagine doing this for 2 years?
No. Well, no.
I hope by episode 100, something has happened in my life.
Let's hope you've got a job.
I'll be in episode 100, still on Job Seeker.
Yeah. Imagine looking back. Let's go back to the first one we ever did. And it's like, life's not actually any different.
Yeah. That would be depressing.
It would. That would be very depressing.
So hopefully this podcast helps us in that, as in we,
words again.
Yeah. As in helps us keeps us accountable and helps us get. I don't know what I'm saying. We'll just move on. Just a small recap of episode 7. What did we chat about? We chatted. It was mental health part 1.
During COVID.
During this old COVID-19. Yeah. This old coronavirus thing. That I don't know if you guys know about it. Coronavirus has been a bit.
It's been around a while now, I think. Yeah, maybe people know.
I think most people know about it. We chatted about that, and it was lovely. It was great.
I think
it was nice to talk about it. I think.
Yeah, it was a good one. And I think because it came from personal experiences as well, that it was an easy chat.
We got some feedback on that in terms of people enjoyed that aspect of the podcast.
Oh, good.
The whole personal bit. We're talking about a personal thing, and
excellent.
So I think we might go down that route.
Route.
I'll say route.
No,
I'll say route for the Australians because
because they can't understand route.
No, route means a completely different thing.
Actually,
here,
it does. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And that's inappropriate. So.
It is.
Okay,
it
won't
is.
go there.
So we'll move on.
Yeah. And do you know what? I actually really enjoyed last week. Looking back at that little video that you did with the animations.
Honestly, I had
such fun.
I had such a stern word with my cats afterwards. I sat them both down. And I was like, actually, do you not know? I only sat Rosie down because Chester, the kitten, was fine.
Yeah.
Rosie, the adult
not
cat,
happy.
Was like, no, what are you doing here?
Yeah. And do you know what? My the phone calls I had?
Yeah.
One of the voicemails was, sorry to disturb you. I know you're doing your podcast. I'm like, why are you calling then? Jesus Christ. But yeah. So we can't get any privacy or any, we just can't get anything. It was good though. I enjoyed it.
It was nice. Yeah. And it was good to chat about it. Because obviously it's important to talk about these things, mental health.
And it's close to our hearts as well. So,
it is. It is. So moving on.
Yeah.
Mental health in business and in life.
Not pleasure.
Not
as
pleasure.
You said last
as I did say last week. I don't think... All right. It's because when you check into a hotel and they're like, are you here for business, here for pleasure? I'm like, pleasure is such a
I wouldn't associate it with mental health.
No.
Although no, it's actually got a lot to do with mental health, because you do need to be. Your struggles are trying about bringing happiness and that sort of thing. So
yes.
So yes. So okay. So it's mental health in business and in life.
So let's chat about our mental health in life.
In life.
I've got down here our struggles. I don't know if we should word it that way, but
I don't know. I mean, life is a struggle at times, and mine's a bit longer than yours, so
it is.
I've probably got more to say.
Well, let's just sort of the main struggles. Let's talk about that.
How long have you got? Because I mean, I could be here a while. I think for people that have not experienced any sort of mental health issues, and it's really hard to identify in the beginning. And I think we all, that when you do experience it, you look back, you can go, oh yeah, I realised actually I was struggling for way longer than what I thought.
Yes.
You know, and you can identify those things where you go, oh, you see, that was, why didn't I pick up on that? That was a massive, clangor that sticks out. And so
I completely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
For those who don't know me, I've had a big struggle with anxiety. And what you just said there, like you see these signs and you don't know, and you don't acknowledge them, and you don't know that that's part. Like, I used to get anxiety attacks all the time, and I just thought, I didn't know what they were, and I was like, oh, am I just really excited about something? But because it's like this.
Yeah.
I used to get them at work. I worked at a bottle shop, a drive-through bottle shop in Hallam, which, if you know where Hallam is, it's not.
That gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
It's not like a lovely place. So it's like Dandenong and I used to get anxiety attacks working there.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that they were anxiety attacks, which was really weird.
So what did you put them down to? What did
I to be honest, I sort of blew them off and was like, because it was like, because I never experienced them before. I didn't know, because I never sort of spoke about mental health and all that sort of jazz before. And so it was like, I used to get this really sort of hyped up feeling in my chest, and I was like, and I genuinely thought, am I like really excited about something?
Yeah.
Because it is very much,
it's very similar. Feeling yeah.
Of, oh my God.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just put it down to that. And I was like, why am I really excited at work?
It's been a while since you've experienced work.
But then obviously, but then obviously looking back on that, and obviously now with my knowledge of mental health, anxiety, depression, all that sort of stuff, I'm like, that's what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, you've been able to identify that, but sometimes you can't even identify that yourself. I know when I mean, mine goes back to many years. I suffered of postnatal depression, but didn't realise that I suffered of it until I had my second child, which happened to be
which was
you.
Me. I was the one that made you completely depressed.
Well,
fantastic.
I already was. I just, but I think, and especially when you're a young mum, it's all that whole, everybody does this. Well, everyone else seems to be coping. As you say, it wasn't talked about. It wasn't something that, the midwives or the health visitor would come around afterwards with your baby, and you think, I've just got to be able to cope with this. I have to show her that I'm a good mum, and she leaves and you fall to pieces, and you think, why didn't I just say I'm just not coping very well? And it took me having another child for me to go to the doctor, and I don't even know why I went, to be honest. I was just feeling really bleh, and I remember I sat in his office and he was like, okay, so why are you here? And I just burst into tears. And then I named all of these things, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I don't enjoy anything, I don't enjoy my children, and all of these things where he's going tick, 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 tick. And he's like, you do realise that you're suffering postnatal depression? I was like, oh, I don't want to be one of those. Yeah. Because there's a bit of stigma, and you're like,
yeah. And there's always been a big stigma around not just that, but just in mental health issues in general.
And it's just like that. You're not an awful person. You're not failing in life just because, mentally you're not feeling great.
Yeah.
You know, it's and trying to explain, you know, that it's very similar to having a broken arm, you know, or a broken leg. You know, would you expect to carry on through life during that time and have no support? You know, no, you wouldn't.
No,
you'd expect someone to help you. You know, and people would go, I want to help you, and you'd go, yes, of course, that's great, but because you can't see it and you can't wrap your head in a bandage, you know, it's one of those things where you just think, oh, I can't ask for help, and I can't take help. It's, you know, it's a weakness if I say to someone, I can't get out of bed today, can you come over and take the kids to school? You know, it's not. No. And it's such a shame that it still feels a bit like that, you know. And even though we talk about it more now, it's still not enough. I don't think.
And I think that's why a lot of, you know, there's this thing, the older generation are saying, oh, this generation or the younger generations, they're just a bunch of snowflakes, and they're so depressed all the time. And we weren't like that. And so I don't think that's the case. I think they were like that.
Plenty of people
I think they were like that. It's just people are talking about it now.
Yes. Yeah. And those people that were like that back then didn't talk about any of it.
Exactly.
You know, it was like, shut those doors, don't go there, don't, you know, and yeah, I mean, life was hard then, you know, but I guess life was different, you know. Women did stay at home and look after the kids, and I'm not saying that that's easy at all. It's really not. And then you've got another generation that comes through, and the mothers are still looking after the kids, but then they're expected to go to work as well.
Yeah, you
know, even harder. And it's just like, why do we put all this pressure on ourselves all the time to be these superheroes almost? Like we can do everything, and we can't, and it's okay not to.
Yeah,
you know, and it's. And we're not, I as you say, I think it's just as generations go through, we do open up more and we do talk more. And I think that's the most important thing. We should be talking.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Definitely should be. Definitely should be. So yeah, how did you sort of, when you started Fancy Fondant? Yeah, Fancy Fondant.
Yeah. Just, no S.
When you started Fancy Fondant, did you sort of struggle with stuff then?
Yes, and I think you struggle. Oh, I certainly struggled in a self-confidence way. I think it's having the self-belief, and I think that's another thing that comes very, very hard for some people. And I think if you have suffered from mental health issues, it's really hard to get out of that mindset of that you can't do it, that you're not good enough, you know, and it's really difficult.
Sorry, that my phone.
Oh. That's your phone, and
sorry,
that's the dog.
Sorry, my phone went off there.
It was supposed to be on aeroplane mode.
Yeah, but it was an iMessage. I'm sorry. And it came through my computer. It was my father.
Oh.
Apparently someone's coming in. Oh, I don't care. Carry on, Mum. I thought we were going to have.
So for me, my biggest hurdle and my biggest brick wall was just, it was self-belief.
Yeah.
And those struggles of, and there are times when it doesn't go right, you know, and you go, see, told you weren't good enough. Having those two little people on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, the one that's telling you that you're not good enough, has such a bigger voice than the one that says you're enough. And it's so easy to tell other people, you know, it's really easy for me to tell people that they are enough, and that you have to be kind to yourself, and that you have to look after yourself, and yet to be able to do that yourself.
Oh yeah, it's so much easier. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm always the one, you know, if you want to talk, let's talk, and all that sort of stuff. And it's like,
yeah.
But doing it for myself is extremely difficult, you know.
Yeah. We still think that we should just be strong people, and that we don't.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's really difficult to get out. I think sometimes when you've got, it's easier if there's strangers sometimes as well. So one of the things that I found helped me was therapy. Obviously when I was first diagnosed with postnatal depression, I was given antidepressants, and you expect them to be miracle workers, and they're not.
No, they're not.
They do help.
Yeah,
they do help, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't go on them, and because I was on them for years, and they do help. But I found it wasn't until I found therapy and talking to someone and doing it in combination with an antidepressant that you suddenly see the world as, you've got all this peripheral vision suddenly, rather than this tunnel vision of, and it's all woe is me. And I think if you're worried, I think you should be speaking to someone.
Yeah, I agree.
Whether that is a family member or not. I wouldn't suggest a family member. Tell people that you're struggling, absolutely. But it's a professional that can help you through that. But as far as my business was concerned, it was also a part of my life where I was struggling at work, and I wasn't happy with work, and I knew I wanted to get out of education, so I just lost my mojo completely. And I think when you do suffer of mental health issues, you recognize your triggers, and you recognize the spiral, and it's definitely a place you don't ever want to go again. So you will try everything to stop that spiral from happening, and you going down into that horrible dark place. Work was one of that was part of it for me. I just wasn't feeling work, and I knew that it was going to have a detrimental effect on my mental health. And what I was doing creatively was bringing myself out of that, and I was enjoying it, and I knew that I could see that as a business somewhere down the road. I probably gave up work a little bit too soon, to be honest. I could have carried on working and doing the business. I can't now, because I don't have the time now, which is great, to know that what I'm doing is actually a business and it is actually working. But yeah, I recognised that being in work at the time was not good for me, and I knew that I needed to leave it. And recognising your triggers is so important. They're hard though sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
It's
it took me a while to figure out what my triggers were,
and sometimes you have to face them. You can't just avoid everything.
No.
You have got to face it, and they then become your strengths also, because when they come up again, you can go, no, I can face this because I've done it before. It's hard. But what about you in your acting side? Because I feel like that could have, because you spoke about it briefly last week, about how you can get yourself into a place that from an acting point of view, that you've got to go there and find deep, dark places.
Yeah.
And then coming out of that is really hard. So how do you separate that sort of thing as work to not being personal?
It's very difficult. Because not every actor works that way, or is trained that way. I was trained that way through 16th Street, is to go into those, sensorily go into those deep, dark places. And obviously, if you've had a lot of mental health issues in the past, or a lot of trauma in the past, that sort of stuff does come up, and it's hard to sort of acknowledge that, work with it, and then let it go once the work's done.
Yeah. Because I guess you draw on personal experience to be able to get yourself there.
Definitely.
So that must be hard to forget.
Yeah. But then I suppose if it's a traumatic personal event, you didn't forget it anyway.
No.
And it was always there. So yeah, it's difficult in those situations. So if I can perform in a way that I don't need to do that, then I will. But obviously, if it's a hard-hitting sort of emotional scene or part, then you do need to sort of delve into those places. It's looking after yourself when you're in there, which is what they taught us as well, was to looking after, coming out of that, looking after yourself when when you do come out of it. And that's just as important as an actor is knowing how to do
finding your way back.
Yeah. And it's even when I spoke last week about the what's the word? Mindfulness. That's the one. The mindfulness techniques to bring you back into the present. And
yes, I guess. Yeah. To ground yourself.
Yeah, it's doing all that work to help. But I just find as an actor, it's so mentally draining. Just in terms of, I mean, at the moment, I'm dealing with a lot of self-confidence issues, very self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Just in terms of, comparing myself to others, all that jazz.
All those things we should never do.
And just dealing with the anxiety of I might not ever get what I want.
Yeah.
And it's dealing with that in a way of, because what happens is you do that and you think about all those things and you're like, well, I don't want to do the work now. And then it just sort of spirals into that, and then you sort of associate the work with that feeling.
Yeah.
And then that's really hard because you sort of fall out of love with what you love, which is really difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with that, and I'm dealing with that at the moment. It's like, I don't know if I want to act because of the way that I feel when I think about it not working out or doing, all that sort of stuff. When it's like, you got to go, no, it's okay to feel those things. You just need to sort of get past it.
And I think if you carry on with an attitude like that, you're going to get to 40 and you'll look back and go, if only I just done it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's worse.
I know, and that's what I'm trying to get.
Because you can't change that. Whereas at the moment you can change.
Yeah.
And you can definitely go, no, I can, it's going to be difficult. And yes, you may never achieve what you actually want to achieve, but you don't know what journey that's, where that's going to take you.
Yeah. And I'm trying to sort of look after myself and get better at everything. I'm finding that, what I do, right, is I have a week where I'm sort of mentally not good and I'm down and I don't do anything. And then I'm like, all right, Monday, gonna do it. And I sort of just hit it head on and I do everything.
On Monday.
And I hit it really fucking hard.
Yeah.
That by Tuesday, I'm like, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
And I'm down there. So what I'm finding I'm doing now is I'm sort of slowly breaking myself into it, slowly building up these habits. Like just my aim this week is literally just waking up at the same time and actually getting out of bed.
Yeah.
So that's been my target this week. And next week I'll add something else onto that. And the week after I'll add something else.
Which is what we talked about previously, isn't it? There's small targets to change your habits, to change your goals.
And we've spoken about routines and how routines are very important and getting into those routines really help.
Yeah.
So we won't delve too much into routines because
I think we've covered those.
I think we've covered it in every single episode.
But it's important for your mental health, I think, to be in some sort of routine. And you saying that, just making that small goal of getting up and out of bed at the same time for your mental health is so, because it's so easy just to lay there and go.
And do you know what? I almost ruined it this morning on Friday, Mum. Almost ruined it. Alarm went off at 7 and I went. Grabbed my phone and this is very toxic as I immediately go on socials.
Yeah.
And I clicked on Facebook and I went, no, get out.
Yeah.
And I got out of bed and I was like, Jesus.
Do you know what? I need to take that on because I wake up early. I don't get up early.
Yeah.
But I wake up early. I mean, if Nick's listening, he's going to go, no, you don't. Because early to me is not early to him. And the first thing I do, I pick up my phone.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can be scrolling just through Facebook for 45 minutes.
Yeah. And have
I missed anything?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Do I need to know any of that? No.
And we want to say, like, a lot of people say, oh, socials are terrible for you and all that sort of jazz. And it's like, I think social media is fantastic. You just using it in the right way is
like anything,
what's
isn't
important.
it? Yeah. I mean, I don't need to do that. I really don't, because I can catch up any time through the day. 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there when I'm having my coffee at 11 or whatever. Yeah. Coffee? I don't drink coffee.
No,
tea.
You don't. You drink tea.
Tea. And so that's going to be on my list. I'm going to do that because it is so toxic, and I know it is. I sit there and I'm scrolling through it, and I see the time tick away on the top, and I'm like, I need to get up. I need to be doing something. Yeah. And I could be in my studio doing something for an hour. Yeah. You know, but no, I sit on Facebook and I do. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. So and it's not. And then it becomes a vicious cycle, doesn't it? Because then you beat yourself up about doing something, and you just think, oh God, I'm a bad person, blah, blah, blah. See, proved myself right. Little thing on my shoulder going, see, you're a bad person. And
it does happen. Yeah. Vicious cycle, always does. Yeah. So, I mean, so taking care of yourself is incredibly important. The importance of, I think we mentioned it earlier, the importance of opening up is because a lot of people don't.
No.
And especially men, and it frustrates the hell out of me. I mean, I do this sometimes. If Katie listens to this, she'll be like, but Brad, you don't speak. I'm like, yes, I do sometimes when I want to. Just open up. Even if you don't even have to go into detail about it. It's even just going, when somebody goes, hey, you're all right. Even if it's just going, no, I'm not.
No, had a shit day. Don't feel great.
Yeah, I'm not doing well.
No, don't feel good in myself.
And that's okay.
And I think a lot of the issue can be, though, if you say that you're not okay, as human beings, we have this idea that, especially men, they want to fix. All right. And sometimes we don't want to be, it's not that we don't want to be fixed. Of course we want to feel better. Yeah. But we're not saying, I don't feel great because I want you to fix me. Yeah. It's, I just want to say I don't feel great. Yeah. And someone to go, okay, I'm just going to sit with you for 5 minutes. We'll just sit here. We don't have to say anything. Just know that I'm with you. And that can be amazing, just to know that someone's there. You know, I'm not asking you to make the world better for me, because I know that can't necessarily be done. So I think that's probably why some people shy away from saying, are you okay? Because if they get no, I'm not back, it's like, oh shit, I've got to fix them. I've got to make you don't have to. No, you don't have to fix them. Make someone, you know, feeling better is just putting a hand on their shoulder and saying, I hear you. Yeah. You know,
and it's incredibly difficult to fix someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you're not gonna fix someone in a conversation.
No.
You know,
and it's just basically recognize and just hearing someone. I mean, active listening when it comes to someone with mental health issues is really important, because that's about taking on board what they've said to you and just saying, I hear you. Yeah. You know, and sort of is validating it a word? Is that right? Yeah, like validating it. Don't, you know, knock it. There's so many people out there that would be like, yeah, but you'll be all right. Yeah, and the whole, but remember, there's someone worse off than you. We know that. Oh, Jesus Christ. We know that there's plenty of people worse off than you. And I think that's probably why you feel bad about telling people too, because you're like, there's so many people out there that are worse off than me. Yeah. You know, so therefore I just need to shut up and deal with it. No. You know, pull your socks up, you'll be right. Yeah. And no, that doesn't...
Take a spoonful of concrete, harden up. Oh, God. If I had a fucking $1 for every time I heard that.
Yep, I know. It's and those aren't the words that people want to hear. They just want to hear...
Because you're then immediately making somebody feel wrong and bad and terrible for having feelings.
Yeah, I know.
Which are completely normal feelings. Yeah. And that's what I will say. And you spoke about therapy. I've done therapy. And literally the first session I ever had, how old was I? I think I was like 19, 20 years old, something like that. The first session I ever had, this therapist looks at me and goes, you realise anxiety and depression, they're normal feelings that human beings feel.
And for some reason, we've just made them
a
negative thing.
We've just been trained to think that they're bad and they're negative, and you shouldn't feel them. But do you know what? You can't not feel an emotion.
No.
And that to me was just like, holy shit, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, there and you acknowledge them. Yeah, I've had a bad day. Yeah. You know, and I got anxious today, and something rattled me today.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's just like saying I've had a really good day.
Yeah, I've had a really good day. I was really happy. And it was really joyful.
Oh my gosh, you're not allowed to feel that way. Stop.
You felt an emotion? Stop it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's weird when we look at it like that, isn't it? That we just why is it? It's not wrong to feel any sort of emotion, is it? But it's how we deal with it. This is
because it's not a very nice emotion. And you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. It's not a very nice emotion, and I hate feeling it. But it's as soon as you go, fuck, piss off. My phone. Should I mute this? Yeah.
Look. So, I've been really good today.
You have. I've been terrible. It's me. I'm the issue. What was I talking about? Yeah, I've completely lost track of what. God damn it! I was doing really well. But talking about therapy, you've done therapy. I've done therapy. I'd recommend anyone who. Do you know what? I'd recommend everybody to do therapy, even if you're not like struggling per se. Mm-hmm. I think it's just fantastic, just chatting.
It is.
It's finding the right therapist, though. I've had 3 therapists. Yeah. I think the most recent guy that I've found is sort of my therapist. Haven't seen him since November, which is a long time. But obviously, it's very difficult.
But that also shows that you're obviously being able to cope. You've got coping mechanisms in place that are successful for you at the moment. No, you're looking at me like, no, Mum, that's completely wrong. I'm really, really struggling, and I should be seeing my therapist.
Yeah, no, Mum, your phone.
I put it on airplane mode. Look.
Everything is wrong. Yeah, but your Wi-Fi's still on, so you're still getting emails.
Oh, sorry.
Come on, technology, Jesus. Yeah, no, I think I should be seeing my therapist. I should be, as at the moment I am not in a fantastic place at all.
So you need support to be brought back.
Yeah.
On track.
Yeah. But then obviously it's been very difficult the last few months to do anything. Yeah. I don't even think you can go see a therapist at the moment, can you?
Yeah, mine's working. I haven't seen my therapist for I think it was beginning of the year, maybe January. Yeah. But I do get messages to say that there are places, cancellations come up if someone wants a spot. But you are right. You do have to find the right one for you. Yeah. And I think also one of the things that people tend to do and make a mistake of doing is going and seeing a therapist, coming out and going, well, that was crap. They didn't help me. Yeah. It's not you then that doesn't need the therapy. It's the fact that you haven't found the right person for you.
It's what I was told by my GP as well when I first went and was like, I need to, because obviously to get a mental health plan, you've got to go see a GP first. You've got to answer all these bloody questions. Yeah. Just give me therapy. And obviously she said, we've got a therapist. I recommend this one. Go at least 3 times before making the decision that they're not right for you, because obviously it takes time. It's not like they don't fix you straight away. Right. It's not going to take an hour session to, you're fine. Yeah. Everything is all good. You won't feel these feelings anymore. So yeah, finding the right therapist is great for you. Obviously, this therapist I saw once, I don't know how she could classify herself as a therapist, because she sort of made me feel like it was my fault. Oh. Yeah. Which is, and she said, because obviously a lot of my, I went to therapy because a lot of my anxieties are around my career and all that sort of stuff. And, she goes, what do you want to be? I was like, actor. And she goes, oh, well, that's just luck, isn't it, really? I was like, what?
Oh, wow.
You can't say that to me.
Just like
I'm feeling terrible about my career, and you just said that, well, it's luck and you might not make it. I was like, I know that. That's why I'm feeling anxious. So obviously she wasn't the one for me, and I went back to my GP, and I was like, oh no, it's not working out with her. And I really liked my GP. My GP was fantastic. She was great. And it's very hard to find doctors that sort of understand it.
See, I haven't had an issue with that ever, actually. Any doctor that I've been to see has always been. I don't know whether that's because I'm a woman. Maybe that does make a difference.
Because I've obviously been to. No, I've only ever been to 2 GPs about it. The first one to get my first round of what's it called again?
Your mental health
plan. Jesus, I literally said it 30 seconds ago. Yeah. I don't know. I just felt like this GP didn't give a shit. You know, and she was like, "All right, I have to ask you these questions." Which, by the way, are really easy questions to ask if you want to get a mental health plan. Just say 10 for everything.
Yeah.
10. Okay, so your score is really bad. So yes, we will give you therapy. Well, yeah, you better.
Yeah.
But until they give that mental health plan to the therapist, and they're like, "Yes, all right, we really need to fix this." And you're like, "No, I just needed the mental health."
Suddenly, a week later, I'm feeling a lot better than that. Yeah.
But then, obviously, the second GP I went to, she was really good, really understanding. And she was like, "You know, what are you in here for today?" And I was like, I just went, "I'm really fucking struggling." And I burst into tears, and she was very supportive. And it was like, you know how in GPs you have like a 10-minute slot, that's your appointment. I think I was in there for an hour.
Yeah.
And she just sat there with me, and we chatted about things. And I was like, I think I've just ruined your entire day, because there's about 50 people out in the waiting room.
That's fine.
You know, that I felt supported, and I felt like it was okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah. And then I went to therapy, saw the shit therapist, and then found the decent therapist he's been incredibly supportive. You know, it's a case of he looks at things logically and sort of goes, all right, well, this is the science behind the way you're feeling this, and this is some techniques to.
And that's the most important bit. I think.
Bad about this. Yeah.
Because I know when I saw a therapist in the UK before I came.
And he had a whiteboard, Mum.
And
he was drawing on it. I was like, oh yes,
love a good whiteboard.
You're speaking my language.
No, the one I saw in the UK was great, but it just felt like I was going to moan. That's all. I just went along, and she'd go, "So how's your week?" And I'd be like, "Bleh," and it was just all this, bleh, you know. And she'd be like, "Right, okay," and then I'd go. And I was like, I don't feel, I didn't, it was just getting everything off my chest, which is great. But what I need, and what some people, I mean, that might be absolutely fine for some people, but for me, it's like, I don't want to be feeling this way. I want to know what can I do if I come up against something where I'm going to go, I'm going to go into a panic mode. And for me, that's about putting a technique in place so that I can divert away from feeling bad. You know, and that wasn't until I got here that I found the therapist that I've got now, which is fabulous. And that's what it's about. So I'd go along and I'd say, this is what happened this week. And I don't know how to deal with it. How do I deal with these situations? And she would give me a technique. Try that. Yeah. Take it away and give it a go. Not that I'm saying that every technique's going to work for you.
My therapist gave me homework.
Yeah.
He gave me a sheet of paper. He was like, all right, do this. I was like, oh, God. 4 weeks later, I realised, I've done my homework. Felt like I was in school again.
Cram it all into one
I was in the waiting room going, shit.
Did you do your homework? Can I copy yours?
Yeah.
Right, that's not quite the way it works.
So therapy, and if we can speak to anybody out there that's sort of like, I don't know if I should go to therapy or I should go to a GP and talk about it, do it.
Oh, absolutely. If you're just even slightly concerned about the way that you feel and you just think, it's normal, it doesn't matter, just go along
go to a GP,
and talk to someone.
Say 10 to every single question they ask you, so you get
but just open up, you know, and even if it's just going along and seeing that GP and open up for an hour if they give you that time, you know, and that may well be enough for you, but you know, it's talking is the most important, and I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? Because I feel like I suffered for so many years, but I don't feel like I brought that through in bringing you kids up.
Yeah.
In the importance of talking, because you can get caught up in your own feelings in your own life and your own mental health, that you forget that actually you need to put that on other people, that it's important that they talk, so that they don't suffer. And I probably could have done, well, I know I could have done more than that. But it's hard when I will openly talk, and I'm happy to talk about how I feel. Your dad doesn't talk, and he's quite closed. So, but massive and great support, and for when I think about how his attitude towards people is, and yet when I then show my own mental health issues, he's the first person to just sort of support me, and not try and fix me. Just what can I do for you? How can we get through this? So I probably should have done more of that with you kids as growing up, just to say, it's important to talk. Just let's talk about anything and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're just talking is important.
It is. Open up, have a chat.
Yeah.
So therapy is important. Go to therapy if you can. But there's do you do any other sort of therapies for yourself? Not like technically going to therapy, but is there anything that you do that sort of, if you're feeling...
Only the techniques, I guess, that I've been taught by my therapist. And one of those is we touched on last week about putting yourself in the moment.
Yeah.
Because for me, I've always thought that I was, because I had postnatal depression, for me it was always depression that I thought about, and being depressed is very different from being sad, but I never really thought of myself as a sad sort of person. But I think now that I look back over my life, I think that I'm more anxious than I am depressed, and I worry, oh my God, I worry about everything and anything, and so therefore my techniques are more about that, helping me in my anxiety rather than from a depression point of view, I guess. So it's mindfulness, it's relaxation, and just, if I could get out of my own head sometimes, I reckon everyone feels a bit like that sometimes though, but it'd be fabulous. So yeah, it's really only those sorts of techniques. I know there's lots of other things that people use, but
is there any sort of like any normal things you do that, because for me a big sort of therapy thing that I do is I play Minecraft.
Okay, yeah.
As I know if I'm feeling anxious or depressed or down or anything like that, I know that I can go on there, play that for half an hour and just lose myself in that.
Yeah.
And sort of turn everything else off and be in that moment. It's not just, gaming in general is a good thing. And I've told people this. I'm like, maybe try doing this. Like, it's what I do. I mean, you don't have to do that. Play that game or
no, but they do say that is something that people do get recommended to do. I don't think there is. However, now that I do actually think about it, when I look back of when I was just saying that I'd lost my mojo with my job, and I was seeing this spiral, and I was very anxious about that. What did I do? I was creative, and I started making things, and I'd never really thought about that. And I think that probably has helped me because, again, I lose myself in that moment, and I'm not actually thinking about anything else when I'm making stuff. I'm thinking about what I'm making, and how I can make it better.
Being creative is such a good form of therapy.
Yeah,
like even if you've got a coloring book and you color something in, like it's so nice. Because you just sort of lose yourself and you're like, I'm not worried about all those other things. I'm focused here on this and here and this and now. Yeah. So even if it's finding something like that can help you. And I find, do you know what? And this is going to be so strange of me to say, Mum, because I'm a man. Having a bit of a pamper Bit of a spa.
Bit of a spa.
Honestly.
I like that.
If you're a bloke,
yeah.
And this is the thing, blokes always find, and they're always like, oh, I have a spa day. Oh, it's so gay. Oh. I'm like, shut the fuck up. And so honestly, if there's any blokes listening and you've never sort of like pampered yourself, go to a makeup store or get your partner or anyone, go to a makeup store, get a Frank body scrub, which is a coffee body scrub. Get in the shower, scrub yourself down with this coffee scrub, wipe it all off, moisturize yourself. Honestly, it feels so good. And I hate the fact that it is so sort of frowned upon. There's such a stigma against blokes wanting to look after themselves.
Do you think though?
Yes.
I think that's come forward in leaps and bounds in the last...
I think it's come forward, but Jesus Christ.
I think probably Australia maybe a little bit further behind. I think maybe in England it's more normal, whatever that normal is. But
a Lush.
Yeah.
I love Lush. And you know what? I wish I spent more money in Lush.
Yeah.
Soaps. Oh, love a soap. Love a good soap.
I must admit though, there is something nice about the end of the day going and having either a bath or a shower. Getting clean, putting your PJs on, and just sort of feeling
because it's such a you just feel so sort of refreshed.
Yeah.
And
nothing wrong with it.
You sort of just like clean away the shit.
Yeah. Get rid of the day. Oh. Yeah. Well, your dad comes for manicures with me. I get my nails done. He has a manicure, and I guess that's because
I need a manicure.
Well, I guess it's because. Obviously, we've talked about all the little projects I've done. Yeah, so your dad really likes a good manicure or pedicure. Yeah. And got no issue with coming in with me and sitting and we both go for pedicures together. And
I've never had a pedicure.
Oh, you should.
My feet are a bit...
Well, do you know what? I don't like other people's feet, but that was one of the things that I really liked about my business was a good pedicure because they come in yucky and they get to leave lovely.
No, thank you.
No, you don't want to be scrubbing someone else's feet, getting rid of all that dead skin.
Not really.
No.
Not really. So yeah, if you're a bloke and you've never pampered yourself, bloody do it because you'll feel great.
Give it a go.
Yeah, definitely.
You'll be surprised.
I think looking after your physical health.
Yep.
I say as I sit here.
I know.
with my COVID kilos. Looking after your physical health is obviously incredibly important. Eating well, staying active, is very important. And I can speak from a position of I've let that go. And the effect that has had on me, especially the last few months, it is maybe go down like a massive sort of pit.
But it's another way of self-sabotage, isn't it?
It is.
You eat badly, you beat yourself up, you feel crap. So you go, do you know what? I feel bad, I'm awful, I'm going to eat badly. And it's that, again, it's that cycle. And
it's just cycle. It's breaking that cycle. It is, and it's so I've started to eat a bit better. I've decided to not order McDonald's as much, which is difficult because I bloody love it. Staying active, even if that's like not just going to the gym and having a really hard workout. It's just go for a walk or something, and it's. That sort of thing will help you immensely. And
well, you've started that though by getting up.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's and going back to that point. Yeah, when I do the whole I'm gonna do it. I get up at 6 a.m. and I work out for an hour and I go hard and I'm like, and then I end up hurting myself. And it's like, well. So yeah, it's doing it again. Like I said,
it's the reverse of doing the bad thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got.
And it's finding that nice happy medium.
The medium. It's taking care of yourself. It's doing things sort of. It's building it up. It's building up that routine. It's you can't do it all at once.
No,
you might be able to do that at some point when you've sort of built yourself up to it.
Yeah.
Like these people who are like, oh, I'm lazy. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna do Mark Wahlberg's routine. Get up at 2:30 a.m. Done. I'm like that. You'll never be able to do that because he's built up that routine.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't start from
there. He never started at getting up at 2:30 a.m. and doing a cryotherapy and like. Jesus,
that's a weird routine he's got, isn't it?
It's crazy, but I tell you what, it works
for him. So
it works for him. So it's building up that routine. I feel as though I say routine a hell of a lot in this podcast.
Well, we do talk about it a lot because it's part of life, isn't it?
And you know what? As much as eating well sucks, because it does, eating healthy is it's boring.
It doesn't have to be boring.
No, I know, but like it doesn't have to be boring if you sort of have the means and the time and the money to be able to sort of spice up healthy eating. But if you don't have that and you're just eating fucking boiled chicken and rice,
that's boring.
Yeah,
it's about bringing in
boiled chicken. No, not boiled. I meant steamed.
Steamed.
Can you imagine boiling a chicken? Ugh.
Well, I do that for Alfie.
Ugh. Yeah, he's a dog.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to eat. No, no. But yeah, but if you want to do healthy eating, it is about doing different things all the time.
Yeah.
As you say, if you're just going to eat steamed chicken and veg every night, you're going to get bored of it. I mean, I've done it.
And you're going to get fucking depressed.
And
you're
then when you don't see the kilos come off, you go in that vicious cycle
back at square one.
What was the point? I'm now going to stuff myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think we're helping here.
Yeah, we are, slightly. We're just saying physical health is important. Look after your physical self because you can't just look after one thing. That's like looking after your physical health and not looking after your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want to look after your mental health, you've got to look after your physical health as well.
Yeah.
Actually, you just got to look after your health. Let's just say that.
Yes.
Health. Important. Done. That was the whole point of this episode. Health.
Yes,
important.
Health.
Done.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yes. Do what makes you happy with your health.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay, well that was
episode 8.
The mental health in our business and our life. I hope we touched on. I
mean, we literally only touched.
Yeah, as we said before we started. Did we say it before we started, or did we say when we started? It was so long ago that
started this podcast.
Yeah, this podcast. That you could speak about this for hours. There's so many.
Yeah.
So obviously we can't touch on.
No, and I don't want to bore people to death. But
no, but just sort of rounding everything off. Look after yourself.
Yeah.
You're not the only one that deals with this.
I can guarantee you're not.
Everybody deals with mental health issues. It's just everybody sort of deals with it differently. So look after yourself. Open up. Talk about it. And that's the first step.
Yeah, it is, because you need to get to know yourself.
Yeah,
and I think you get to know yourself by being honest and by opening up and talking and saying, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah,
and whatever feelings you're having are completely normal.
Completely normal. If we can reiterate that.
If you don't like those feelings, then you can put strategies in place to change them.
Yeah,
but the feelings are normal.
So I'll say it again. The feelings are normal.
Yeah. They're human.
You are a human being who feels things. Don't feel bad or wrong for feeling anxious or depressed or any, it's like...
If you don't want to have those feelings anymore, then you need to do something.
If you have too much of those feelings.
The balance has got to be there.
And those feelings are affecting your everyday life and everything. You need to do something about that. You need to go and talk to someone about it. But don't feel terrible for feeling those things because they are normal. They are normal.
Yeah. And talk to your loved ones. Open up. Let them know. Let them know.
Yes. Definitely do. Mental health in business and life. Important.
Very.
Well, thanks for chatting about that with me,
Yeah,
Mum.
it was good.
Should we do a small business shout out?
Shall we?
You haven't thought of one, have you? Mum, we do this every week.
I know.
Surely you know by now.
I thought of one and now I've forgotten.
You did? What? Oh, for God's sake. Shall I do mine?
Yep.
I'll do mine while you think.
Yep.
Okay. Mine goes out to a very good friend of mine, Georgie Jennings.
Oh, I remembered.
Okay, cool. Terrific. I'm doing mine, Mum.
Okay, go.
Georgie is an actress or an actor. I don't know how she likes to be called, so I'll say both. Who has just started up her sort of her photography business. Mm-hmm. Georgie Jennings Photography. She's on Instagram as Georgie Jennings 96, I believe.
Fabulous actor, by the way.
Fabulous. She was on Jemay Private School Girl, everyone. Georgie from Jemay. And she's just started up her photography business. She mainly does photography for creatives, like actors, headshots, and BTS photography and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Love her work. Absolutely love it. I'm been meaning to contact her about my new headshots. Georgie, you'll be expecting a phone call from me soon, or a text? Text, because I won't phone call.
Put it on your whiteboard, it'll get done.
Yeah, true. She's just launched her website, georgiejenningsphotography.com.au, I believe. If I'm wrong, I apologise. But it will be on, obviously, when we do the post, it'll be there. She does some great work. Go check out her Instagram. Her Instagram looks fabulous, by the way. And yeah, I think great friend, great actress, great photographer. Shout out Georgie Jennings Photography.
Great shout out.
Yeah.
Well done.
I thought so too. Who's yours, Mum?
Well, I have struggled a bit this week to think of one, but I am going to put a shout out for the Druin Rotary Club, and specifically for their market. They have a market not every Sunday, but I think it's every third. Are we the third Sunday this month?
Mum, I don't even know what bloody month we're on.
What do you know? It can't be the third Sunday this month, can we? Because I mean, we're Friday today. Anyway, on Sunday, I think it's a third Sunday. Oh my gosh, it's not going very well. I think it's the third Sunday of the month. They have a market, and I have had the opportunity to go down there with my business and do the market. It's actually run by my dad does the phone calls. I don't know whether it's particularly run by him, but he books people in anyway. And he told me that they've got this fabulous wood-fired pizza guy coming this week.
I'm not doing anything on Sunday.
Yeah, so and they've got a lovely market. It's a really great morning out. I think it's a fairly early start. I'm not sure what time they do start, but they're on Facebook, so all their details will be on Facebook. It's Druin Rotary Market Stall. So if you've got nothing to do on Sunday, head down there.
Head on down to Druin.
Go to Druin.
It's not that far away.
No, it's half an hour from.
It depends where you're driving from.
From Officer.
Yeah.
It's half an hour. But yeah, it's a nice. I know there's obviously several markets around in the area, but it is a particularly nice one. They've got it's by the big park there. If you know Druin, it's down by McDonald's. But yeah, if you've got a market stall that you'd like to go to, just ask for Roger Playden when you're down there, and he will point you in the right direction of how you get a stall.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So there you go.
Maybe we get a stall there one day, Mum, and do a podcast from there.
Maybe we could do a live one from there.
I don't know if that'll work out. I'll be too stressed.
It'd be too windy, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
you'd get far too stressed with the noise.
Yeah.
I have to have the clock taken out of here because you were stressed about the noise.
Mum, it ticks every fucking...
you can't hear it.
Yeah, I bloody can.
Well, there we go.
Okay, well, that was our small business shout out. To finish off, we're going to play a little game. What game are we playing, Mum?
Oh, no, this is down to you.
I don't know. I haven't thought.
Okay. We can't play that game, Taboo, can we, with two people?
No. Far too... No.
No, how would I know that you were saying words that you're not supposed to say?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that doesn't work.
Why don't we play the celebrity game? The one we tried to play and you were really bad at.
I am bad at
that. I was really good at. I want to play that one. The whole name a movie, name an actor from it, and then name a movie that actor's in. That's different. Okay, you start with
a film.
Well, it depends. Do you want to start with a film or an actor? Which one would you find easier?
Well, if I'm going to start with a film, you're going to do an actor, and then I've got to think of a film. So I think it's easier for me to think of a film.
Okay, you'll always be thinking film. I'll always be thinking actor. You know that.
Okay.
Because of the way this works. Because there's two of us. Yeah. All right. You go. You start with a film. I'll be the actor guy. I obviously have to say lead. A lead actor.
A lead actor. Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah, because I can't just be like, Ben Johnson.
Yeah. No.
Background actor.
No.
Yeah.
So, okay, so now I've got to do, what am I doing? Thinking of a film.
Thinking of a film or a movie. Depends on how you want to say it. Film, movie. I only find ponces call it films. Yes, I went to film school. Anyway, you go.
Can't even think of any films. Okay, right.
You got it, Mum. Honestly, literally any film you can think of. There's a bloody lot of them.
Okay. Mars.
Mum, that's not a film.
Yeah, it is.
What film's that?
He's left on Mars by himself. Is it Matt Damon?
You mean The Martian? Okay. So I'll say Matt Damon.
So rubbish at this film.
I'll say Matt Damon in The Martian. Matt Damon.
Oh, he's that one. Bourne. Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne is a film.
Jason Bourne.
But then I'll have to say Matt Damon again. No, I'll say Tommy Lee Jones because he was in that.
Oh, The Fugitive.
Great film. Harrison Ford. That's a one.
The whipping one. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. Yeah. Sean Connery.
Oh,
yes.
Entrapment.
Is that the one with Catherine Zeta-Jones? Boom.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I've got one.
No, I can only think of her in The Darling Buds of May, and that was a TV programme.
The Mask of Zorro.
Oh, yeah, she was in that, wasn't she?
Or is it Zorro? The Mask of Zorro or Zorro?
I don't know. I don't
then I'll say Antonio Banderas. What's Antonio Banderas been in? Spy Kids.
No, see, you won again.
And then I'll say, I don't know who was in Spy Kids.
No, the game's over, Brad.
Yeah, okay, fine. I won again. Fan-dabby-dozy.
I'm going to find a game that I can win.
Yeah, you do that. Because I'm always bringing the games to the table.
I think I've thought of all of them so far.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, episode 8.
Episode 8, done. Almost to double figures, Mother.
Yeah, nearly there.
Almost there. Thank you so much for listening to episode 8. Thank you so much for your support on this podcast so far. We love it. We love you. Please continue messaging us, commenting,
we love hearing stuff.
From you. We love hearing from you. Give us suggestions if you want to hear some stuff. Please do. And yeah, that's episode 8.
It is. Importantly, though, look after yourselves.
Look after yourself.
All right.
Stay healthy. Open up. Have a chat. If that's what you need to do. We shall see you next week for episode 9. This has been the Art of Trying podcast. Mental Health Part 2 in Business and Life. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.